Hello everyone and welcome back to Lost Planeswalker. You're here with me, Jesse, the Lost Planeswalker. During New York Comic Con, we were treated to a surprise of 5 new Secret Lair products based around the Marvel Universe. These will be released on November 4th, 2024. Before diving in, I just need to say thank you to Lydia, the Lost Planeswalker. Lydia helped support me through Patreon, and because of this, she gets her name called out at the beginning of my videos, so thank you so much, Lydia. Now, let's look at and see what characters we're getting Secret Lairs for. The 5 drops will be Black Panther, Captain America, Iron Man, Storm, and Wolverine, which I think is a nice mix of main Marvel Avengers with, the mutant X-Men universe. I really would like to see more of both of these in the future, so these are very exciting. Now for those who will be buying all these, they have a special edition Arcane Signet for if you spend $200. And there's a lot of Godzilla treatments in the Secret Lairs, a lot of great reprints. But something I wanted to point out right away before, we dive into more of this, is that these are all priced $40 for the non-foil and $50 for the foil. So they're quite a bit more expensive than we were expecting. And one of the things that I think people are gonna miss is that typically when they do these bundles, when you do a lot of them all together, they end up being a little discounted, meaning that if you really want to get that Arcane Signet and you buy the non-foil version of all these, it seems like unfortunately you're going to be just under the bar and you're going to have to pick up another Secret Lair just to do so. So that's just something I wanted to point out right away. Each lair will come with one legendary creature that will be Eternal Legal and Commander Vintage Legacy, basically. And a bunch of the remaining cards will either be just straight reprints or given the Godzilla treatment where there is a canonical name with what the card actually is underneath. So let's start out by looking at the first Marvel Black Panther Secret Lair. So the first legendary creature and Marvel character we're getting, obviously in the Black Panther one, is Black Panther Wakandan King. For green and a white, we have a legendary creature, Human Noble Hero, with first strike. Survey the realm. Whenever Black Panther or another creature you control enters, put a +1/+1 counter on a target land you control, which is really neat. Then more Vibranium. 3 generic, move all +1/+1 counters from target land you control onto target creature. If one or more +1/+1 counters are moved this way, you gain that much life and draw a card. This is a very cool way. I think there's a lot of great deck strategies, and all of these I'm going to be building decks, so if you are interested in seeing any of that, stay tuned, subscribe to get, notified. So the other 5 cards that we'll see are Secure the Wastes, Primal Vigor as Bast's Blessing, Heroic Intervention, Karn's Bastion as Wakandan Skyscraper, and a Warrior Token. And looking over the price breakdown, the layers, we have a total of about $32, approximately, based on similar cards and card frames. I would just have to say thank you so much for watching. If you would please leave a like and subscribe, that'd be amazing. And thank you again to Lydia for supporting me. And if you would like to support me in another way, take a look at my Patreon. Now, let's look at the Marvel Captain America Secret Lair drop with Captain America First Avenger. Of course, we're red, white, and blue here with a legendary creature, Human Soldier Hero. So this one has 2 abilities. Throw, for 3 generic, unattach an equipment from Captain America. He deals damage equal to that equipment's mana value, divided as you choose among 1, 2, or 3 targets. Very canonical with the shield bouncing off of several targets. And of course, we have Catch. Him iconically always catching it. At the beginning of combat on your turn, attach up to 1 target equipment you control to Captain America. This does a lot of great stuff. There's a lot of great equipment cards. Again, I'm going to be building decks around these, so if you're interested, stay tuned. The other 4 cards from this drop we will be getting are Sigarda's Aid as Captain America's Aid, Flawless Maneuver, In the Trenches, the Sword of War and Peace as the Shield of War and Peace. This Lair has a potential value of $60.21, which is pretty good. We do get some weird prices here because I think the Sigarda's Aid I was looking at, the only full art one, is a foil version. So, that kind of messes with that. But I think that Captain America is going to be a pretty popular Secret Lair. And talking about popular ones, especially if you like artifacts, we have Iron Man. We have Iron Man Titan of Innovation. 3 blue and a red, legendary artifact creature, Human Hero. It is Flying, Haste, and then Genius, Industrialist. Whenever Iron Man attacks, create a treasure token. Then you may sack a non-creature artifact. If you do, search your library for an artifact card with mana value equal to 1 plus the sacrifice artifact's mana value. Put it on the battlefield tapped, then shuffle. Iron Man here is crazy. This is a Birthing Pod artifact deck, which is super powerful. One of the cards they included in the drop is Commander's Plate, which is 1 mana. So you can sack that treasure token to get Commander's Plate out and put it on Iron Man and just protect him from white, black, and green. Crazy. This is a really cool commander. So the other 5 cards we're going to get in this layer are Galactic Blast, Commander's Plate, Soul Ring, Inventor's Fair, and a treasure token. Very, very cool. Again, we see pretty large numbers based on, the different printings and whatnot, but we also get a $70, almost $70 price tag on all these cards. So I think that's really neat. In addition, I think Soul Ring, it's one of the most reprinted cards of all time, but Secret Lair versions, especially the popular ones, can go anywhere from under $1 to $80 plus. So I think that this Soul Ring is going to be really popular and definitely worthwhile picking up. But now let's dive into those mutants of the Marvel Universe with the Marvel's Storm Secret Lair drop. So Storm, Force of Nature, 1 green, blue, red. Legendary creature, mutant hero, with Flying and Vigilance, and then Cascadus Tempest. Whenever Storm deals combat damage to a player, the next instant or sorcery spell you cast this turn has Storm. So, really thematic, and this just makes me happy. But Storm gives Storm. I don't need to explain why this is good. You cast a bunch of little things, and then you cast your big spell after you dealt damage, and pop off. There's any number of cards, especially the ones they included, is reprints. So the 4 we got here are Lightning Bolt, Jessica's Will as Storm's Will, Ice Storm, and Metamorphosis as Aurora Borealis. So we get a staggering total here at $112 because we've lacked some of these reprints, but really as playable legal reprints is where we get it. Jessica's Will has only received 1 full art printing in the past, leaving us with a very high value, but Jessica's Will is also a very expensive card. Ice Storm, the last playable printing was in limited and has an artificially high cost because of that. In reality, most Commander players will be picking up these and are not going to play, Ice Storm because of land destruction, but it's certainly a great reprint, and this is a very, very cool layer. Just think of storming off with a Jessica's Will. It's crazy. So this is a very, very cool secret layer, and probably one that I think a lot of players who are looking for combo are going to be picking up. And lastly, and certainly not least, we have the Marvel's Wolverine. So we have Wolverine, best there is. 1 red and a green. Of course he's Gruul. He wouldn't be any other color. We have a legendary creature, Mutant Berserker Hero, which is fantastic. Unrivaled lethality. Double all damage Wolverine would deal. Of course. Yeah, of course. That's exactly right. At the beginning of each end step, if Wolverine dealt damage to another creature this turn, put a +1/+1 counter on him. So it just grows him. And then, of course, for 1 and a green, regenerate Wolverine. So I think out of all of these, thematically, I think this is the best. It obviously has the most abilities, and I just think Wolverine here is sick. And I am so excited to build around him, because this is going to be a super fun deck. But the other 4 cards we got here are Berserk, which is a pretty great card, Rite of Passage, Rhythm of the Wild, and the Ozlith as Adamantium Bonding Tank. So Wolverine does not disappoint with a pretty stable price on all of those cards. So I think, that price I'm giving of $66.33 is pretty stable. I could definitely see the Adamantium Bonding Tank go for even more than the normal Ozolith would. But this is great. These are all super fun, cool drops, and the new cards are surely to bring a ton of fun to new deck design challenges, and I will build around each of these creatures because they're just amazing. But I would just to say thank you so much for watching. Let me know what drop or drops you're most excited about to see, and which of these new legendary cards you want to play the most. If you would please leave a like, share this video with a friend, and subscribe. That would mean the world to me, so thank you, thank you, thank you. Today's Scryfall card of the day is Tunneling Geopede. As Ulamog's brood reduced the earth to dust, geopedes burst from their tunnels in search of solid ground. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, I'll see you later, Planeswalkers.